Non-human intelligence exists. Non-human intelligence has been interacting with humanity. This interaction is not new, and it's been ongoing.
Top military official says aliens are real. Oh yeah, read all about it. NewsNation reality check. Retired colonel has zero doubt there's alien life on Earth. Now, this was at a SALT conference, huge event that many prestigious people gather and give their thoughts on the financial apocalypse that could be upon us. But it's so fascinating when you listen to what this colonel has to say, and then when you research the colonel himself. I'm going to share this with you right now. So buckle up, Buttercup. Here we go.
Non-human intelligence exists. Non-human intelligence has been interacting with humanity. This interaction is not new, and it's been ongoing.
Real quick, check out these statistics. Gold, it's gone up about 81% the past 5 years. The past 12 months, almost 20%. Central banks are ditching the US dollar and US treasuries and purchasing gold by the tons. Now, there's obviously never any guarantees, so you follow what the money funders are doing, what the MFers are doing. So what's the good news? Well, many predict gold is just getting started. The UBS even said it was going to go up to $5,000. Now, that's pretty awesome news if you ask me. Noble Gold Investments, their phones are ringing off the hook. It appears that everybody wants to protect their retirement with gold and silver right now. You can do the same. Noble Gold Investments can help you secure some gold to protect your future. From day one, you will work with a dedicated all-American expert. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced investor, Noble Gold Investments will make sure you get all the help that you need. This month, Noble Gold Investments will give you a free 1/4 ounce solid gold coin to add to your collection if you open up an account with Noble Gold Investments. Find out how to qualify. Their number is 1-877-646-5347. Go to leakprojectgold.com, get the free ebooks, let them know Rex from Leak Project sent you, and check out noblegoldinvestments.com. Now is a better time than ever to convert your 401 or IRA, unless it was last week or last month. Give them a call. You'll be glad you did. Now let's get back to the presentation. Wow. Okay, so check this out. Who says this? Colonel Karl E. Nell. Now, he is the aerospace executive, senior military officer, and corporate strategist, benefiting from over 30 years of organizational and technological leadership in top-tier Fortune 500 firms, including Bell Telephone Laboratories, Lockheed Martin Missiles and Space, TASC, CACI, and ENSCO. Karl Nell is a seasoned executive, respected thought leader, dedicated change agent, and accomplished multidisciplinary engineer, comfortable across multiple business models from aerospace, high-end development, to integrated solutions, to advisory services. Now, the SALT conference, I looked into that. SALT conference, this event, 15 years connecting investors and entrepreneurs. SALT launched in 2009 to strengthen dialogue among capital allocators and asset managers. In the wake of the global financial crisis, the Las Vegas event quickly grew into the preeminent gathering to the alternative investment community. So that's where he was speaking. And, I find this really interesting because there's been very high level, like the top tier in aerospace. They've come out and said, look, yeah, aliens are real. But then you've got the divided community that says, well, are they saying that to divert attention? Are they saying that for some political gain or some type of financial gain? And these are all great questions. And I can see why people would ask these questions. And I would also say that they're probably legit what these guys are saying. For example, the Israeli special agent that was several years ago all over the news, Haim Eshed, came out and said, yeah, we're working with extraterrestrials. We're working with them on Mars. They're very intelligent, and they're not ready to make themselves known yet because we don't really know how space works, and we're not ready. So I think a lot of us are ready, but maybe on a global scale, people aren't ready. But thank you, Colonel Karl Nell, for coming out and publicly disclosing alien intelligence, extraterrestrial intelligence. This is fantastic. And it also makes me think, so this article just came out in Science Alert. We've never found anything like our solar system. Is it a freak in space? Well, you can read about this at Science Alert. You can read about it at space.com. And here's what's very interesting. Some people believe this solar system itself is some type of extraterrestrial project or experiment or ongoing enigma. You've heard of the Fermi paradox. Like, why don't we see extraterrestrials every time we look out into space? Why don't we see Dyson spheres surrounding stars? Well, there have been two research projects that have recently hit the mainstream news where scientists and astronomers looked through about 5 million different light sources or different stars in our galaxy. And one study found a potential of 53 Dyson spheres, and another one found a potential of 7. So even one is amazing. But let's go back to this real quick. So since the landmark discovery in 92 of 2 planets orbiting a star outside our solar system, thousands of new worlds have been added to a rapidly growing list of exoplanets in the Milky Way galaxy. We've learned many things from the vast catalog of alien worlds orbiting alien stars. One small detail, however, stands out like a sore thumb. We found nothing else out there like our own solar system. I love the name, Solar System, our solar system, solar system. This has led some to speculate or conclude that our home star and its brood could be outliners or outliers in some way, perhaps the only planetary system of its kind. By extension, this could also mean life itself is an outlier, that the conditions that formed Earth and its veneer of self-replicating chemistry are difficult to replicate. So if you're just looking at the numbers, the outlook is quite grim. By a large margin, the most numerous exoplanets that have been identified to date are of a type not known to be conducive to life, at least life as we know it, giants and subgiants of the gas and maybe icy variety in the planetary realms. Most exoplanets that have been observed so far orbit their stars very close or very far away. So that obviously creates a temperature that is not habitable for most carbon-based life forms. So we continue to search, and the statistics will balance out, and we'll see more places that remind us of our own backyard, maybe. But they're not sure about that yet because they haven't observed that yet. So the issue is much more complex than just looking at the numbers. And if you put this into perspective, like, we have to have the moon orbiting exactly where it is with our planet. It's connected to the tides. It's connected to fertility cycles. It's connected to not only the way people feel, but also the way people react. Lunatic, full moon. Ask emergency responders about how much more chaos typically happens during a full moon. And if you research ancient cataclysms, and if you do research into the electric universe, some people, such as Wal Thornhill, their theory is at one point, our planet actually orbited Saturn, and Saturn was a larger object and a star at that time. Something caused Saturn to lose its status of star. Something pushed the Earth out further into space, and then it caught orbit with the sun, and then here comes the moon to balance everything out. And whether or not that's completely by design, a natural design, or artificial design, I don't think we've got an answer for that yet. But this is a very interesting article to read and to put into comparison with as many different planets as we have observed. This is the only solar system that meets the criteria of life in this carbon-based life form, for the most part. And it makes me think of the Fermi paradox, the discrepancy between the lack of conclusive evidence of advanced extraterrestrial life and the apparently high likelihood of its existence. So the Italian-American physicist Enrico Fermi, obviously the Fermi paradox, in 1950 there was a conversation between physicist Edward Teller, Herbert York, Emil Konopinski, and they were saying, hey, why don't we see aliens? Well, this is what they came up with. Here is a chain of reasoning. The following are some of the facts and hypotheses that together serve to highlight the apparent contradiction. There's billions of stars in the Milky Way galaxy alone, similar to our sun. With a high probability, some of these stars have Earth-like planets in a circumstellar habitable zone. Many of these stars, and hence their planets, are much older than the sun. If Earth-like planets are typical, some may have developed intelligent life long ago. Some of these civilizations may have developed interstellar travel, which is a step humans are investigating now. I think we already have it, but publicly, clearly they're not going to disclose that, and that's still a theory, so we'll just leave that on the back burner for now. But even at a slow pace of currently envisioned interstellar travel, the Milky Way galaxy could be completely traversed in a few million years. So since many of these sun-like stars are billions of years older than the sun, the Earth should have already been visited by extraterrestrial civilizations, or at least their probes. Oumuamua, hello. However, there is no convincing evidence that this has happened. Well, I disagree, especially if we look at some of these ancient megaliths and structures that we couldn't come close to duplicating today. Even with an alternative history, it appears that either we were a space-traveling colony or a space-traveling civilization at one point in time, or we were a part of a space-traveling civilization or visited by such. So the Fermi paradox, we can't verify extraterrestrials are here, even though colonels and top aeronautics specialists are saying, yeah, they're here, we're there, we're communicating, we're working together. If we don't want to take them at face value, if we don't want to believe highly credible eyewitnesses of non-human encounters, then let's look at some other evidence. Why don't we see Dyson spheres surrounding thousands of stars? Well, maybe we found some Dyson spheres, and this is recent. This is live science. Alien Dyson sphere megastructures could surround at least 7 stars in our galaxy. And this is a new study that I just shared with you yesterday. And then another article and paper put together, a data-driven search for mid-infrared excesses among 5 million main sequence stars. These are M-class stars in our galaxy within 1,000 light years. They found 53 different stars that could be surrounded by a Dyson sphere structure system, or swarms of Dyson spheres. 53 in our own galaxy. Now, absolutely, it could be something else. And absolutely, this is something that we need to research and dive deep into, and we need to stay on the ball with this, because this could be a game changer. You find one Dyson sphere in space. Wow. You imagine? And then if you can observe these with new technologies possibly, or find some way to interact, this is remarkable. 53 different potential Dyson spheres in our own galaxy. Hello. Shared this article with you yesterday. Alien energy collecting megastructures may have been detected around stars. And where is the paper on that? This is the paper. This describes not only the technologies used to identify the potential Dyson spheres, but also the locations you can see right here. Here's the area for the candidates. Got a lot of technical jargon in here that if you want to spend a good hour or so reading and researching, I would definitely recommend it. But just to give you a basic concept, these stars right here have a completely different signature, and like electrical signature, that could be because of something harnessing and reflecting energy, like a Dyson sphere as an example, around these stars. Hypothetical megastructure that encompasses a star and captures a large percentage of its solar power output. So if you have a type 2 civilization, a type 1 civilization harnesses the power of its planet. No, I'm sorry. Actually, a type 1 civilization harnesses the power of its star. So a type 1 civilization, according to this scale, could create this technology. Now, it doesn't have to be completely surrounding the star. It can be a swarm of these micro spheres that connect and create a network that would then harness the energy. So that's a type 1 civilization. A type 2 civilization can harness the energy of its solar system. A type 3 civilization can harness the energy of its galaxy. So when you get into these different levels, imagine how fast you would go from a type 1 to a type 2 civilization, or from a 0.5 to a 1. Right now, what are we dealing with? Artificial intelligence, artificial general intelligence. We are looking for ways to create more power because this artificial intelligence needs more power, it needs more energy. And they're working together. We will see new power supplies and new intelligence emerge at the same time. Ray Kurzweil and the singularity that he wrote, that book is exceptional. And it really makes a lot of sense when you follow these patterns of technology, the way that it goes from radio to television to space travel within a few hundred years. Imagine civilizations doing this numerous times, and then certain events take place that knock those civilizations back down to hunter-gatherer. And then over a period of time, they may get back to that level of space travel. But it appears to be a universal it's like a universal thought process. It's a universal form of evolution. You know, a couple hundred years ago, you would think somebody was crazy if they said they were going to fly somewhere in a matter of hours to the other side of the world. Well, in the near future, we're going to have abilities to traverse not only our solar system, but the galaxies and the universe itself. I don't think it'll be through rocket type propulsion, but some type of wormhole technologies, physics that is within the realm of reality, but not yet understood as much. These Dyson spheres, this is a great way to, if there are civilizations out there, what a great way to observe and then possibly make contact. So, David Grush comes out last year, says there's programs working on crashed spacecraft, alien bodies have been captured and retrieved. I got to say, I'm very skeptical about the whole ET phenomena. I've been doing this now for like serious research for at least 8 years, lots of interviews, and some very genuine testimonies. And then a lot of stuff out there that I'm just like, okay, come on, man. Really? You went to Mars for 40 years and all you can tell me is you saw spiders out there and they brought you back here in a different body. I mean, to me, I think that's nonsense, but that's my opinion. Show me the evidence, show me the data. And when we look at not only the psychological, when you live in a world that has a media system that blames everything on humans, does it make you question who's running the show? I mean, I'm just saying, like, when there's certain agendas that seem to create disharmony and division and confusion and destruction, is that human? I mean, think of the term humankind as an example. Humankind, be kind, right? Hue, the sound of God, the sound of the divine, manifest. Man, manifest. Hue, mankind, humankind. Be kind. We were created to be kind to the world. We were created to be stewards of the earth and to be the best that we can be. And probably to have fun, right? And to help others. So when you live in a matrix that is controlled by a select few that appear to feed off of the attributes that I mentioned a moment ago and not humankind, but the opposite, where did things go wrong? Doesn't necessarily mean it's alien, like extraterrestrial, but it's alien-like. It's different. Thinking about the film Star Wars, right? Like Anakin, Darth Vader, Anakin, Anunnaki. Is it a documentary? Is that like transhumanism, the singularity, technology merging with nature? It's been done before, right? Or has it? Thousands of years ago. So if Star Wars was a documentary, then how come we don't have any like massive crashed spaceships that we can find? Like, where'd they go? I was thinking about that. I was like, they either did a great job cleaning everything up and hiding everything and getting rid of everything, or like, what happened? So I still have a lot of questions and a lot of doubts. And I know that nature is very powerful. As an example, I used to live right off the river, and I was trying to smooth up this one section so I could go relax, put my feet in the water, and just chill. And I pull out this pretty big rock and it looked like a piece of pool table slate, it's about this thick, kind of smooth, and it even had that gray color. It looked like slate, solid as a rock. It is a rock. I pull it out of the water, kind of set it to the side, and within a week, it turns to dirt. It starts flaking, starts breaking off, starts like you can't even tell it was one solid piece within a week. Within a few months, it it's just dirt. So time itself is a powerful cleaner. It's a great history eraser. If the universe is billions of years old, it appears there's some type of wave, some type of universal wave that keeps these checks and balances in place so that certain civilizations don't take over the universe. I mean, if you have enough time and enough technology and you're able to scale it on a linear fashion where you just continue to improve and continue to increase your abilities, if you have infinite time or billions of years of time and technology, would that create a corrupt system? Does it create a corrupt system? The more power people obtain, do some of them start to lose their moral values and their moral compass and lose track of what's most important? And that's, if you're part of humankind, to be helpful to humankind and to nature and to the universe. I see these checks and balances. It does seem like we're in some type of zoo, some type of controlled farm, some type of controlled environment, not only with the planet and with the moon itself and its location, but with this solar system. And this is pure speculation and theory here, but let's think about this for a minute. With an eternal soul, with a spirit that lives forever, that spark, that essence can become extremely powerful. And what if some of these sparks become uncontrollable? So certain forces have created this purgatory, per se, metaphorically speaking, for these sparks that they gather them around, they put them in this area, they all light up together, and then they kind of go through their own cycles within a cycle, within a system, but it's a contained system that this energy that's contained within this system creates. It's an ongoing power source. You new energies, new experiences, new ideas, new technologies, new thoughts, new environments, new experiences. And then maybe once in a while, our spark, our spirit leaves. And then sometimes it decides to come back. Maybe sometimes it gets stuck. Maybe sometimes it gets lost. And this is just one way for our spirit to experience a reality within a reality. And so we look at these beings as extraterrestrial and alien. And in a way, we're still all connected, yet we are also individuals. So that's Deep Thoughts by Rex Bear in the garage at high elevation. But aliens, man, pretty freaking cool, right? Dyson spheres, colonels coming out saying, yeah, they're real, aerospace engineers. I think it's a pretty exciting time to be alive. So have a beautiful day, everybody, and check us out on Patreon. Oh my, we have been doing some awesome podcasts on Patreon. There's a lot of stuff that we can talk about on Patreon that's like, I don't have to, like, oh yeah, we can actually talk about that kind of stuff. So check us out on Patreon because Christopher O'Brien's going to be on tonight. We're going to talk about the mysterious valley and a lot of his research. He is the top researcher into the paranormal phenomenon. He has been researching cattle mutilations and unexplained events, not only with police departments, but very high level aristocrats, like the top of the top. Names wise, if I was to say the names, he'll talk about it on the show, but he knows his stuff. Just had Leo Zagami on. Wow. I had John Hogue on recently. I'm going to have Sheldon Moore on. We're going to have my friend Shondell talking about Navajo prophecies. I have a long list of guests lined up, and you want to be there, folks, because we can talk about stuff. And be excellent to each other. Hit that bell for all notifications. I will continue to share with you updates on what I find. Really appreciate your support. Really appreciate you hitting that thumbs up and sharing the videos and just being awesome. And be the change you want to see.